Yo, yo, yo. Peace and love. Great rising, everyone. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Peace and love. Great rising, man. We are back again with another week, another episode of Sunday Light where I get on here and I share some perspective, some wisdom, some knowledge that I've gained over the week, over the month, over my life. It's been an incredibly beautiful past week. From last Sunday to this Sunday, magic really happened. Something that I was not in control over, something that I could not predict. And yeah, I'm really grateful. And so today we're going to talk about the power of the mind. Right. Today's topic is the power of the mind and how energy shift, a mind shift, of how setting your intentions, of setting an intention, of setting a thought, of having a thought and holding on to that thought, watering that thought, nurturing that thought, just like a seed, how it becomes something so much bigger, something so much greater, something that, as mentioned, you can't predict. You just have to live, right? So a lot of magic happened this past week. We're gonna talk all about it, and all of the magic that happened this week was really just, not just, but it was really an expression, right, or built on a thought that I said a long, long time ago, an intention that I set a few years ago, and something that I've been saying constantly saying it, constantly speaking it, constantly hoping it. Not this specific thing, right? But the concept of it, the idea of it, the essence of what happened this past week is something I've been talking about for years, right? Really my whole life, but really specifically last few years, last few months, last few weeks even, to myself, to friends, to family, to my fiance, right? To past partners, right? I've always implanted this idea, this seed, this thought of who I am and where I would be in life. And we're getting closer and closer, right? We are there, actually. We are there. It's manifested. And it just continues to unfold in such a magical way. Before we get to this topic, we are going to burn some sage. We are going to set some intentions, send some love and some light out. Um, I learned that a brother, so a dear brother of mine, one of his brothers, one of his friends, transitioned, a young brother, transition. I don't know how to pronounce his name. It was Key or Kai something. Pardon me, but he was a part of Legendary Ciphers. My brother Eddie Kruger is part of Legendary Ciphers, down in Union Square every Friday. Right, a bunch of hip hop artists get together, man, and they freestyle. I've experienced. I've heard it a bunch of times. I've heard about it. I've heard that it was incredible. I've gone once myself, back in August, and it was freaking phenomenal. One of the best things I've witnessed in New York City. And the brother was there Friday night, and then Saturday morning he transitioned. They said he transitioned. I read a story. His sister posted, said it was a tragic accident. So he was a real young brother though, 20 something years old. Um, so I want to send some thoughts out to him, his spirit. I want to send some love and some energy, some positive energy, some healing energy, some comfort, some strength out to his loved ones, his parents, his siblings. Um, if he has children, just everyone who loved him, who knew him, to my brother Eddie Kruger, who made me aware of him. And then I've seen a few other people I know and am connected to through social media post about him and how disheartened, distraught, how shocked they were. Send prayers out to the young brother. Send prayers out to all of our brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers, sons and daughters, uncles and aunts, nephews and nieces, cousins and friends, lovers who have transitioned recently. Some strength and some comfort to those who remain, to process loss, to process transition, to process pain. If you are processing pain and loss of a loved one, I would like to let you know that I am here, that we are here. There is a community of people who love you. Thursdays in Queensbridge, we have a grief support group for folks to come and talk about their grief. Yesterday, I attended a funeral for a friend of mine. Her dad passed away last week suddenly. No knowledge of him being ill, as far as she knows, as far as her siblings know. So it is a shock to every single person His wife found them in the bathroom, dead. I send love out to her again and her family, to his wife, his children, right? And everyone else who loved him, was loved by him. And in this state of grief, I would like to also offer prayers that we see grief, all of us see grief not as the sorrow that we have to endure, but as evidence of love. I pray that we see grief, heavy grief, deep grief, profound grief, as profound evidence of love, of care, of power, of positivity, of shift, of elevation and ascension. Someone said, grief is love's souvenir. Those are the prayers that I offer this morning. We all carry the energy of love. We all know that each and every one of us will transition. Each and every person that we love at some point will transition, whether before us or after us. We will all be saying rest in peace until we are the one that folks are saying rest in peace for. So let us embrace this truth that we cannot escape. Let us continue to live fully. Let us love deeply and profoundly. May everyone who is going through the pain of loss be comforted and strengthened in mind, body, and spirit. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. I love you guys. Peace. Staying there for a moment, right? Talking about the power of the mind and staying in the space of talking about grief, right? You know the story. I lost my dad at a very young age, 11 years old. My dad transitioned. Also for me, suddenly, didn't know he was sick, but apparently he was ill for a few months. He passed August 14th, 1995. He had, as I found later on, learned that he had a tumor growing in his stomach back in February of 95. Did not tell me, of course, right? I had no idea anything was happening, but my siblings, my older siblings knew, my aunt knew, all right? He didn't tell me and my nephew Kendall, us young, his youngest son and his grandchildren, he did not tell, right? He didn't want us to know. But my siblings, they were adults, right? My older siblings, they were adults. My aunt, obviously his sister, they all knew and they were there for him. And, I guess he went through the whole process, but from February to August, 6 months. And when I look back, I didn't notice, right? Because there wasn't an immediate change in his weight, right? There wasn't an immediate change in his body. The last day I seen him alive was June, I want to say 28th, 95, when I graduated elementary school, PS 111. And he, after graduation, took my friend Junior and I out to eat. Had out at what was our favorite spot at the time, Sizzlers, right, on Queens Boulevard, and dropped us off afterwards, right? And he had to go to work, and I was leaving early the next morning, right? I think he was working through that next morning. And so my mom took me to Port Authority. I was part of the Fresh Air Fund program, and I was going to sleepaway camp. All right. And when I look back, I remember that he did not eat all his food. And I know a lot of you don't know my dad, but if you know me, I like to eat. I can eat food. I can eat all of my food, and I can eat some of your food, right? I can eat. And my dad had an appetite as well, right? My family, we have appetites. We can eat. And when I remember, my dad barely ate his food, man. He might have I think he had a burger and some fries. Might have took a bite of the burger. Might have had a few fries. And not that I was paying attention, but I remember when the waiter came and took the food. I just remember seeing, right? Again, not being aware of anything, not asking, yo, Dad, why didn't you eat? But I remember seeing most of like all of his food being taken away, as our plates were empty. Like it was a stark difference. Like we ate our food, we had napkins on the plates, right? We had freaking ice cream floats, right? Dad barely drank his beverage, barely ate his food. So I left June 28th, and normally I would stay till the like the end of August, right? Two whole months I would stay at Fresh Air Fun, and then I would come back in the August, right before September, go school shopping, ready for school. But this year I was homesick, right? And I had never been homesick. I've been going every year since I was 6 by myself. First year I stayed for 2 weeks, right? You stay for 2 weeks, and if you like it, if it's a fit with that family, you come back the next year, you stay longer, a month, 2 months, whatever your family and that family agrees to. And it's a beautiful thing. I was homesick, literally. I think probably a day or two into being there, I was throwing up everywhere, my stomach bubbling, like I was not well at all. And I remember calling and asking, can my dad come pick me up? I remember calling my dad's, right? I remember calling his work phone, right? I remember all of the stuff, and dad's busy. And what's crazy is that they were telling my mom the same thing, right? My mom, as my dad was, with his not my mom's children, his older children before my mom and his sister and everybody else. All right. My mom couldn't get in touch with him neither. All right, my mom couldn't get in touch with him neither. And it was crazy because I'm calling and they're like, oh, he's at work. Oh, he's over here. And I'm like, that's my dad. He's never been too busy to show up for me. This is my father who drove from visiting my brother one time at Clinton Correctional, right? Freaking near Canada. He drove to Pennsylvania to Fresh Air Fun to watch me swim. Right? Like drove, stopped in the city, picked up my mom, picked up my siblings, picked up a friend, and then drove to Pennsylvania. Like same trip. So they telling me he's working, he's too busy to come pick me up because I'm homesick. I'm like, something don't make sense. So eventually, right, things, I don't feel well at all. A month goes by, a month and a half goes by. At the beginning of August, they bring me back. And tell me my dad transitioned, right? And it was the most painful moment of my life. And for a long time, I was angry. I was extremely sad and angry, right? And all of the stuff. I've learned, though, over the years that, again, mindset shift, the power of the mind. I was really angry. Transition, so I was sad at first, right? Process of grief, sad. Then anger came later when I learned that it was stomach cancer, and I learned that he knew a few months prior, and the boy and the boy I was, my mindset was, wait, you're my dad, you're my father, you're my hero, you can do anything. How you couldn't beat cancer? How you couldn't change your diet? How you couldn't make the adjustments to beat cancer? Like how? Like it's so strong. How you couldn't get rid of that? How you couldn't change your diet? How? What stopped you? Right? Nothing could stop you. But so what stopped you? But the power of the mind, as I've grown, I realized one, he comes from a different time, different era. He's born in Atlanta in the 20s, right? Like you get cancer, you go chemotherapy, and if you get better, you get better. If you don't, you die. Right? Didn't have the consciousness, didn't grow up with the consciousness that children are now growing up with. It's like, yo, you could beat anything. It's common knowledge that, stuff is reversible, stuff is preventable, and it's reversible. Change your diet, right? Power of the mind. There's documentaries everywhere where the information is out there before. You might have had to really know about it, right? So as my mind shifted, my relationship shifted with my dad, and to the point now where my mindset is that life is eternal, right? Is that energy is neither created nor destroyed, only transferred and transformed. So my father's energy is inside of me. His essence is in me. His last child, the seventh of his final seeds, right? Like I am him, right? I am my father. Ancient wisdom. Go to Christianity. You go to, I am my father. Literally, I am. I am a manifestation of my dad's thoughts, right? Into his seed, into now just living, breathing, walking, talking, man. So as my mind shifted, my relationship shifted, my thoughts shifted, my feelings shifted, my perspective shifted, right? So I just wanted to offer that in relation to grief. And now we're gonna shift a little bit. Yo, John Johnson, what's going on? Littles, what's going on? JG Moore, what's going on? Mona Love, baby girl, happy, solid, and soulful Sunday, baby. Angela Diaz, what's going on, sister? Peace and love. Thanks for tuning in. So let's get into it, guys. The power of the mind and how a seed planted a long time ago, if watered, if nurtured, if given adequate conditions, proper sunlight, take the weeds out. It's gardening, baby. This is agriculture. Remove the weeds that can kill, right? That's the negative energy, how something magnificent could unfold. And so, number one, as a young boy, yo, Ill Flow, what's going on, brother? Peace and love. Thanks for tuning in. This is Sunday Light. We do the show every single Sunday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here live, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. A thought I had a long time ago, right? I told you guys a story at 7 years old, watching Michael Jackson Heal the World in South Jamaica houses. Not South Jamaica houses, in Southside Jamaica, neighbor's house next to my grandfather, next to where we lived, Elaine, watching Michael Jackson. That's what I want to do in my life. And since then, through all of the trials and tribulations, right? My friends and I, we would be on the block, we would be in the cribs, again, from Southside to Queensbridge to family in Long Island, to like in Brooklyn and Harlem, in the Bronx, right? Like my friends and I, we would always talk about our name being on billboards, our face being on posters, right? Like just being famous, being lit, because we understood that, yes, like there's some people say, just give me the money after fame, right? We understand that. But some of us understood that like you can have all the money in the world and nobody know you, and you really can't influence somebody if they don't know you. And so we understood that fame has its benefit, because fame, I gave the example, right? I often gave the example. I said, young people, right? If young people are fighting and they're beefing, right? You could be worth $1 billion, unknown. You walk up on the scene and young people don't know you and they fighting, they may kill you. They may want to fight you, jump you. They don't know you. They don't give a damn about you. You can have $0. You can have no money, but be known for something. Be known for creating art. Be known for clothing. Be known for an idea that you've had, right? Be known for anything, right? Now, social media, you can be known literally for anything. But if they know you, right, you can have $0. You can walk up and strike up a conversation and have some influence on them. Like, hey, young people, it's gonna be like, oh, snap, that's such and such. Yo, what's going? Whole energy could change. I've seen it. I've witnessed it in so many different capacities, right? Like in my life, in my hood, in places that I'm known, right? And other people, I've seen other people be known who may have a bigger name than me, a bigger platform than me, right? And young people walk up and young people, they're able to like, without money, shift the energy. So we understood that. And so as we've had these dreams of being famous, of being worldwide, of our names and our faces being global, being respected, being appreciated, being celebrated for something that we did, for something that we are, for who we are, right? Whether it was, again, in the hood, a lot of times it's sports, it's music. I think, yeah, it was mainly sports and entertainment, right? That was our dreams. Some of us had ideas of creating businesses, laundromats and things like that, but it was mainly around sports and entertainment, whether film, movies, dance, right, photography, some type of art and entertainment, some type of, sport. That was the dream a lot of times, right? I dreamt of being big, and I had this dream, and I held this dream. And even when times when I wasn't actively thinking about it, if I sat long enough, right, it was still in my subconscious. It would still come out. And so specifically, right, I had a thought years ago. I said, as I started to become more health conscious, and as I started to pay more attention to being physically fit, right, to getting my body to a place where I know it can be, where I would like it to be, like God body. I had the thought, I said, yo, eventually, soon, right, because I've never been fit. Even though I played sports, I was never fit. I was like, I wasn't always like I was never overly fat or heavy, right? But it was times out of shape, times when flabby. I told the story the other day when, you're young and you playing basketball, you got shirts versus skins when there's no jerseys, right? And you want to differentiate who's on whose team, shirts versus skins. If I wasn't on the shirts team, I would never play on the skins team. So I was embarrassed, right? I had love handles, right? I'm a little chubby, right? They say you got, boy boobs. I was embarrassed. Now I have no problem taking my shirt off. Like I used to never walk around with a tank top. Now I have no problem going outside with a tank top, right? There was a time when I did not go outside with a tank top. Today, I go outside with a tank top anywhere and everywhere. I don't give a damn. Confident, love my body, and I'm doing something about the discomfort that I had, right? I was uncomfortable for a reason, and I started to do something about the discomfort. So I had a thought. I said, yo, I'm gonna get my body, I'm gonna get my 6-pack, get my 8-pack where I want it to be. All right. We almost there, right? We getting closer and closer. I gotta stop the late night eating, right? And stop the eating too much, right? We got what to eat down packed for the most part. Still got some adjustments to make. But it's late night and it's is big portions for me, right? So we're working on it. We're in the process of becoming better. But I said I'm gonna get my 6-pack where I want it to be, get my abs where I want it to be, and I'm gonna model my own underwear line. Right, I'm gonna create an underwear line. I'm gonna model my underwear line. And I'm gonna put myself on a billboard in Times Square. That was my thought. That was a real thought that I really shared with myself. I've shared it with you guys before. I've shared it with friends. I've shared it with family, right? I've shared it. My fiance knows that that's the goal. That's an ambition, all right? That's going to happen. And everybody's like encouraged. I said, and I'm going to do a bus trip. I said, I'm going to do a bus trip from Queensbridge. We're going to go to Times Square. We're going to get a party bus. We're going to go to Times Square. And we're going to look at this billboard and we're going to celebrate. We're going to pop some non-alcoholic beverages, right? Maybe, engage in some other stuff, but like it's gonna be real sweet, real love, real progress. And so that was a thought that I put out there into the universe. That was a thought that I had. All right. Also I remember Mace said something in one of his songs, can't stop till I see my name on the blimp, right? We used to repeat that. And again, that was the ambition. See your name in big bright lights, see your face in places where everybody knows, right? Everybody's at. And this past week that dream manifested. The dream manifested in an unexpected way. Not the shirt off on the billboard, but my face is on 2 billboards in Grand Central Station. As part of the Dear New York campaign. Dear New York campaign. I'm in a book, 4 pages in the freaking Dear New York book, right? That's 400 pages. I got 4 of those pages. Everybody else has 1 or 2 pages. I got 4 pages. I got 2 billboards in Grand Central Station. We got 1 smaller photo at Vanderbilt Hall. And then we are on in the main Grand Central Hall. There is a rotating slideshow of 90 people, right? In their quotes. And I'm one of those 90 people. And it's huge. The huge freaking digital slideshow freaking is phenomenal. My face is there. My quote is there. Something I thought about a long time ago. All right, the power of the mind, the power of setting an intention and watering it and just doing the work. I've been saying like one of the 4 agreements is always do your best. I like to live that. Knowing, right, having a deep understanding and understanding and overstanding that your best changes from when you are healthy to when you're unhealthy, from when you have both parents to when one parent tragically passes away, from when you are able to walk and run and jump to when you fracture your ankle, to when your children are there present to when your children are not present. Your best changes. You're not always at 100%. Sometimes you're at 60%. But if you give 100% of 60%, if you give your all of 60%, that is your best. If you give 60%, if you got 60% and you only give 30%, you didn't give your best. And how you give your best, right? How you know you've given your best is when there's no ifs and ands, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Like y'all did all I could today. Maybe I could have did this a little different, but like I put all of my energy out. And so going back, power of the mind, power of thought, power also of saying yes, right? So situation with my children, 2022, right? No communication, right? A lot of pain. 14 months later, well, around that time, 2022, around the same time, right? Through the pain, sit with a friend right in front of my house right here. Dear friend Kim Colicchio, co-founder of Connected Chef, sit in front of my house, right? She comes, show me some love, offer me some comfort, all of the stuff. We talk, that's my sis. Sit right in front of the house. And we start to think about and explore ways that we can deepen our partnership, right? Deepen our relationship, right? What can we do together? You're doing food, I'm doing food, right? Occasionally we'll partner on an event, but there's nothing ongoing. I love what you guys are doing. You love what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, the energy that I'm bringing. I love the energy that you guys are bringing. How can we really partner? So we sat in front of my house. We talked. She put some notes in the laptop, right? Probably, we spoke about, food in the community. Like, how can we do this, right? She took that, the organizational mind that she had. She developed that into a concrete idea of building a community food hub where we provide grocery boxes for people, sliding scale, Just adding on to something that they were already doing, right? At some cooked food, right? Cooked vegan food. Spoke about like a farm stand, all of this stuff, right? And then she hits me and is like, hey, I'm applying for funding from the assembly member, all right, Zoran. And a few months later, like, yo, we got 100,000 from our assembly member to start this farm stand, to start this food hub. Boom. Right. This is still, I'm in pain. I've not seen my children or heard from my children. I'm in pain, but we're growing, we're rocking, right? We go out in the neighborhood, we start, signing people up. A couple of months later, we got this thing coming, in a few months. In Queensbridge, we're doing this thing through pain, through grief, right? Through agony, right? Through sadness, right? We're doing this thing. Got a mindset, right? I got a thought. And so now fast forward, 2023, November, right? 14 months, have not seen my children. 14 months, zero communication. I'm in Queensbridge. We're doing the farm stand on a Thursday, as we're doing on Thursdays. God walks up. God walks up and starts inquiring about what's going on. Hey, what is this? What's happening here? Right? What's going on? This looks pretty interesting, right? White guy, tall, weird-looking white guy, right? What's going on here? I tell him, yo, this is a farm stand. Boom, boom, boom. We do this. We doing that. Da 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 da. He had a camera on his shoulder. I'm like, hey, what are you shooting? He tells me the camera. I'm like, I didn't ask you the camera. Actually, what are you shooting? He says, oh, I'm taking portraits of people. I said, well, take a portrait of me. He says, I'm taking portraits. I'm taking portraits of people who live in public housing. I'm like, well, this is my neighborhood. I live here. Like, you can take a photo of me. This is public housing. He laughed. We talked, right? He asked me my name. I tell him my name, Sugar Ray. Asked his name. He says, Brandon Stanton. You might know my project, Created Humans of New York. I'm like, oh, shit. Right? I know Humans of New York. You guys are dope. I'm on your page all the time. I'm reading all of the stories, right? 6, 7 freaking parts, right? To these stories of New Yorkers in so many different capacities. I'm like, yo, that's incredible. So we talk. Asked me, I want to do an interview. I'm like, sure. Now I'm back up. If I'm not mistaken, he was in Queensbridge randomly. He was supposed to be going somewhere else. I think I was the train at the wrong stop and ended up in Queensbridge. And while by the train station in Queensbridge, 21st Street, 41st Avenue, by the F train, he stopped 4 or 5 people that he thought was interesting and he wanted to talk to and interview and take a portrait of. And they said no. And the people who he described, who he stopped, they had walked by me. I'm on a hill. I'm by the community center. You got to walk past the community center to get to the train station. You're coming from, that side of the projects. They walked by me. I knew those people. He described them like, yo, I know, I think a person with red hair or some color hair. I'm like, yeah, they walked by me. I know them. A person with a certain color jacket he mentioned. I'm like, I know them. I know these people. They said no to him. So he said, let me walk up in the neighborhood. He walks up in the neighborhood. He comes and sees, again, he wants to film somebody who looks interesting. Not so much that I look interested, but that the work, the farm stand, right? That's what attracted him. His green tent is up. He walks up. What's happening? We start talking. Before you know it now, 2 hours go by. We done spoke. We done took a bunch of photos. We done had deep conversation. We were in 3 different locations. We were first literally at the farm stand. Then we moved to the side of the community center down a little ramp. Then we ended up going to my block in front of my building. We sat there for a bit, told him about being shot, being beat up by the police, arrested, right? All of the stuff. Then we go by the basketball court where I shot the gun that ended up leading me to prison. We spoke about all of that. Like 2 hours. 2 hours or so. We ended up chatting, building, talking. Right? He told me some of his stuff, right? Stuff that he had experienced in life, some stuff that he had been through, right? And it was just powerful. And then he looked at his time. It was like, oh, snap. I'm like an hour and some change behind. Something I got to do. I think he had to go get his children or something like that, right? He was so behind. So we wrapped up, took my information. I was like, hey, listen. He very much said, don't put no pressure on me. I don't know if I'm going to put you on social media or if I'm going to include you in my next book. But you have a very powerful story, easily 6, 7, 8-part story. It's extremely powerful. But I'm behind on projects. And mind you, he's a Pisces. As a Pisces, I understood what he was saying. Like, you got a lot going on at the same time, and you want to do so much more, and you're still managing like career and family, and like your brain is everywhere because like you want to freaking tackle every single idea, right? And so that was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I hadn't heard anything, right? I messaged humans in New York, no response, right? Yeah, messaged humans in New York, the page. And I get it, they got freaking on Instagram, they got 13 million followers on Instagram, right? I'm sure people message them all the time, commented, right? Like, no communication. Cool, but I'm not feeling nothing. Like, it's all good, right? Like, he got the story. We looked in each other's eyes. He said something's gonna happen. Cool, it's all good. I'm still doing my work, still doing my thing. And then Monday this week, Monday afternoon, my homegirl, childhood friend of mine, freaking first grade together, messages me and says, "Yo," literally her message came in like this. It was like, "You got me stopping MTA traffic, trying to get a picture, smiling from ear to ear. I'm so proud," right? Exact words. But since no picture, I don't know what she's talking about. So I put question marks. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? She then sends a picture. It says, "That's you at Grand Central Station." And holy freaking cow, is a huge photo of me at Grand Central Station. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. So you didn't know? I'm like, nah, like, I don't know what's happening. And so now I sent to Kimona, and she's like, "Somebody using your likeness?" I'm like, yo, I don't know. I know I've done some free photo shoots for some people, right? For Echoes, right? We done some photo shoots. I'm like, I don't know, something that they had done and they're surprising me with. I did some stuff in Queensbridge. They got the Queensbridge Photo Collective, where the seniors and youth take photos of people in the neighborhood. Like, okay, I did some photos with them. Right, I've taken a few photos with people and like agreed that they could use it for whatever they want to use it for, right? No, like whatever you can make happen with this photo and it can help you in your art and your photography, like, do it. So I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to remember. In the photo, I didn't have my glasses on, right? And I'm like, was it before I was wearing glasses? I thought it was. So I'm like, all right. I started wearing glasses in 2023 after coming from my nephew's play in Chicago. I bought glasses up there at Target, my first pair of glasses, right? I bought in Target. not because I can't see, because like it was a fashion thing. I was going. I had this incredible, beautiful black suit, right? I went looking for swimming trunks, but I picked up a hat, picked up some glasses, put it on. I said, this gives me a distinguished look. Right, I'm here in Chicago, right, with my nephew. He got the opening of his play. I know he gonna bring it. I'm like, you know what? I gotta look like real distinguished. So I bought a pair of freaking $12 glasses from Target. So anyway, I'm looking at the photo, the picture that she took, and I'm trying to remember, like, I'm like, okay, maybe it was like 2022, 2021 before I was wearing glasses and all good. And I couldn't remember. I was trying to see the shirt that I had on. Couldn't remember. And I had some necklaces, chains, and I was like, I couldn't remember like what year I had those, right? What year was I wearing those? But anyway, Monday night, I'm in Brooklyn with Mona. I'm up late doing my brain science stuff, right? We're doing a lesson. And I open Instagram. And boom, it clicked. Because, yo, Black Chalk Lines, what's going on? Yo, Ramel Hill, what's going on? Latoya Evans, what's going on? Fitz, what's going on, brother? Peace and love. Thank you all for tuning in. I open Instagram, and I see immediately Humans in New York post. And the post says, yo, we've just transformed the whole Grand Central Station into photos of New Yorkers from Dear New York, my next book project, which drops tomorrow. For 2 weeks, these photos will be up at Grand Central Station. We've removed all advertisements. There's no advertisements. There's no consumerism. There's no commercial, anything in Grand Central Station for 2 weeks. It's all photos of New Yorkers. And I was like, holy cow. Holy cow. I got a photo. And it gave me goosebumps and chills, right? And so now, come on, we got to go see it. I'm like, yeah, we do. You got to go see it now. And you got to wait till Friday, right? This is Tuesday, right? You got to wait till Friday. Why are you waiting? Because, like, I got stuff to do, right? Like, it's going to be there, right? I want to go see it now, too, but Spirit was telling me wait, right? Again, thought I put out a long time ago. Spirit was telling me wait. Then somebody sees another photo. So there's one vertical photo, right, on one of the, I guess, partitions, you can say, one of the walls, when you're coming up the escalator from the 7 train, as soon as you come up to the top of the escalator, it's right there. And that's the photo my friend saw. And then in that tunnel, that 7 train tunnel, that ramp, right, there's a horizontal photo with a quote, something that I said in my story. That he took the quote out and used that. And it's right there. I'm like, holy freaking cow. 2 photos. Grand Central Station. Right? I'm like, but I got to wait till Friday. Something was telling me, Spirit, like, wait till Friday. And so I posted. I posted the screenshot of my friend's conversation, right? And I posted, she sent me the horizontal photo. I posted both of those on social media. And I'm like, yo, crazy. I just found out that I'm part of this Dear New York project. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to be in the book. The book comes out. This is Wednesday. The book came out yesterday. Go get the book. Can't wait to get a copy and see it. So now Mona secretly, right? Surprisingly, it's like you got a package at the door. No, so I was ordering something. I'm like, yo, you want me to order you something? You need something? She's like, no, I put an order in earlier. I'm good. You got something coming tomorrow between 4 and 8 a.m. I'm like, what you sent? What you got? She's like, you'll see. I'm like, oh, now you being elusive. Okay. I didn't have those thoughts, but I'm like, yeah, whatever. So then next morning, right, text me, yo, your package at the front door. Yo, what you got, girl? You'll go see. I go, it's a box literally outside the door. I'm like, I picked the box. I have no idea what it is. Really, I was thinking like it was some snacks, right? That's really what I was thinking. That she got some sesame sticks, or she got some snacks for me, right? Show some love. And this box is heavy. And I'm still not even thinking what it is. I go right to my bed. I open that book up and I started cheesing. I video chatted her immediately. I was like, girl, you you know how to get me. All right. And it was a book, it was the copy of Dear New York. And I opened it up. I said, yo, where's me? You want to see yourself. Right? I opened it up, flipped through the pages, and boom, right there. And mind you, again, because I don't know, right? I don't know what page I'm on. I don't know how many pages. I don't know if it's just the one photo and just that quote. I don't know what's in and I was blown away. It's 4 pages. 3 of the pages have photos, and 3 of the pages have stories, not just quotes, but paragraphs. And then there's 2 pages, 86 and 87, with a photo and a paragraph, and then 88 has just a paragraph, and 89 has just a photo. That's 4 pages in the book. Dear New York. It's freaking incredible. Right? But still, we're not going to, Thursday, we're not going today. We got stuff to do. We're going to go Friday. Because I put it out there that we're going Friday, I tagged Humans in New York. Lady reaches out to me. Elena reaches out to me. All right? Instagram, you see your other messages from people who are not following, who you're not following. It pops up on requests, message requests. Hey, hello, Sugar. I see that congratulations on your Humans in New York. Posters. I see that you are planning to go Friday and bring some friends. We want to capture reactions from people. We're filming. We want to capture people's natural reactions. Is it okay if we film you? Of course it's okay if you film me, baby. You don't know who you're talking to. You can film me anytime, any day, morning, noon, and night. I'm with it. I'm with all of the shits, baby. Show this face. All my gats and everything, right? Show this face, baby. And so Friday we go. Me, Mona, my mother. All right, it's crazy. My mother was Thursday while doing a farm stand in grocery distribution in Queensbridge. We got the book, right? My mother got the book like it's hers, man. She going around showing the whole neighborhood. She's showing people who don't even know me. Yo, this is my son. People who don't even speak English. She's showing, yo, look, him right there. It's freaking incredible, right? And then people are coming up congratulating me, man, like just smiling from ear to ear, and it feels great. We're going tomorrow. We're going Friday. And when I tell you, right, Brother Eddie came, joined us, right? I was able to reach out to my man, Ill Flow, who was on the Facebook chat just now, get him to come and film. And when I tell you, man, that that was one of the most amazing things. That was one of the most amazing days, like just the joy I felt as we walking through the halls, right? They miking me up, right? Like, and walk through the halls of Grand Central, and we find, and Mona was the first one to find, and she said, I would post a video, who you think was gonna find it first? Who you thought was gonna find you first, baby? She found me first, because we was looking, we didn't know where it was at. The Dear New York video team didn't know where it was at. They knew it was in there, they didn't know where, right? Like, so we looking, we found it. The first one, the tall vertical one. Like, yo, Mona got the video of me walking up, like, yo, my mother, like, oh shit, my son. Incredible feeling, man. Incredible reaction, right? Making my mom cry tears of joy when I've made her cry so many tears of pain. It feels incredible. Right? It feels really incredible to my other parents not here, right? And all my dad knew in his physical life was, he knew I was great, obviously, but all he really experienced, like, I mean, not all he experienced, but he experienced so much of my trouble. I kicked out of school by 11 years old 5 times. Kicked out of school in 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, and twice in 5th grade. Kicked me out of PS111, sent me to 76, sent me back to PS111, kicked me out again, twice in the same year from PS111, sent me back to 76, it's Operation Return. And then, like, we didn't know I would graduate. And then we got the letter because I was extremely smart. I was freaking brilliant. right? But I fought a lot, and I was very disrespectful. I was very angry at that age, right? For whatever the reasons. But we got the letter that I was graduating, so I kicked out 5 times by 11 years old. 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, twice in 5th grade. 5 times. So that's that. So my dad knows, right? His son get kicked out. He knows his son is great. Doesn't know why I'm so angry, right? I got 2 parents. We're traveling. We got the apartment in Queensbridge. My dad got the house in Southside. My uncle's a boxer, right? We're going skiing regularly. We got family reunions, right? We're driving across Canada, right? My dad got a cleaning company. I got clothes. We got food. We got all the video games a child could want, right? Freaking my uncle, I think we already had a go-kart, right? Or had a 4-wheeler in Pennsylvania, right? Like, you had everything, all the love. My aunt's house in Long Island we going to, right? My sister's house in the other part of Queens we we lit. Why am I so angry? I don't know, right? I got an idea now, right? But man, like, so he's not here, right? And then even my aunt, who was like a mama, is not here. My grandfather, my mother's father, not here. A lot of people who only know a certain part. So my aunt, she was around the longest. She just transitioned in 2023. So she saw me transform, right? So she saw me. She come to award ceremonies, right? Awards that I received and awards that I gave to people. She seen me on the news, right? She read the newspapers, right? She saw the book. She got the book. She had the book, Dear Usha, right? So she saw my success, but she didn't see this. So to have my mama, right, like there with me, my first time seeing it, her first time seeing it, her son in that way, Grand Central Station. It said 750,000 people pass through Grand Central Station every single day. And clearly most of those people have no idea who I am, right? So they see a picture, it doesn't mean anything to them. But they're seeing a picture of a young black man, all right, whose story they don't know, but could very much well relate to this, right? So powerful. And then I have another photo in Grand Central in Vanderbilt Hall. They asked high school students to submit photos, and so this young sister, Therese, who is part of Echoes of Incarceration, the organization I work with, youth and filmmaking, photojournalism around issues related to the criminal justice system, right? Incredible organization doing incredible things with and for young people, right? She took a photo of me during one of the photos. They had to do like 5-week cohorts, and one of them is portrait photography. So she took a portrait of me and submitted it on the last day, right? The last day of submissions, and they accepted her photo. So I have a smaller photo portrait in Vanderbilt Hall. So we're walking there. As we're walking there through the hall, right? Me, Mona, my mama, Eddie, Il Flow, the Dear New York video team, as we're walking to Vanderbilt Hall, right? Tap on my shoulder. Oh shit, it's freaking Brandon Stanton. Had no idea he would be there. I asked the New York video team, was he coming? They said they don't know, right? They have no idea what he's doing. He's a true Pisces. Like, I don't know where I'm gonna be at. I might be there. I don't know what time I'm gonna be there, but like, we'll see what happens, right? But tapping my shoulder, he's there. And like, yo, what's up, man? Yo, he's like, yo, man, did you see yourself up there? I'm like, what? Where? I saw myself. Like, nah, you're up there. The digital was like 90 people. It changed, so you might have to wait a while, but you're up there. And I'm like, nah. He's like, yeah. I'm like, we're going to Vanderbilt Hall. He's like, it's closed. It's closed. They broke it down. They had a wedding yesterday. So Friday, they had to close it, break it down, set it for a wedding yesterday. But Vanderbilt Hall is open today. Speaking of which, I might want to go today to see that, right? I don't want to wait. I want to see everything. I want to go there every day, right? Because magic happens there. Like, been there, like, by being open and like having a book and like having a picture and like talking about it with friends and family, people stop and people talk and people ask questions. In 2 days, Friday and Saturday, we've made people cry by sharing. They ask me, what's your story? Why are you here? What's your story? And I tell them, one lady was like, she started crying, walking away, was like, yo, I'm a rape victim. Like, please keep speaking. Please keep talking. Please keep doing the work. And she walked away like, just like so proud. Like, she's like, yo, I'm a rape victim. Please keep going. Powerful. Right? Yesterday, brother walks up, right? He says, so I'm talking to him, telling him about the Dear New York project. Lady and her friend walks up, asks me what's my story. As I finish talking to him, tell her my story. She starts crying. He says, yo, you've been through a lot. You don't seem like you're a bad person. You seem like a decent person, even though you've been through a lot. He said, I haven't lost my dad. I lost my grandfather. I've gone through a lot. I've been through a lot. And I thought it would make me a horrible person. But as I see you, as I hear you now, you've been through a lot. You don't seem like a horrible person. It makes me realize I don't have to become a horrible person. Like, it's the impact of public art. It's the impact of not just public art, but people of New York, putting New Yorkers on the walls and putting some of their story, putting a quote of theirs. Sefu just joined. Sefu was there. Sefu caught the picture of us talking. Me, Donnelly, the woman, her friend, and this young brother. Sefu took the picture of us talking. Sefu was there. Sefu seen the lady start crying. Seen the guy, the brother say that he'd been through some stuff, and powerful. But anyway, go back. We in the main Grand Central Hall, waiting for the photo. We talking, we chatting. Mona, Eddie, and I, we all chatting. My mother catches it. Oh shit, Ray, that's you. And lo and behold, I'm right there. It's big photo here, quote in the middle. We just fixated on that, like, wow. Right, Mona got an incredible picture of me with my arms up, my Protect Your Heart jacket on, my arms up, like, yo, we here. Incredible. What I didn't know, and I should have known because we watched other people's stuff, and whoever was on one side, a part of their face also was on the other side. But we didn't look on the other side. But yesterday I go with Sefu and Donnelly. We go also, I did an interview with the Dear New York team, a more formal, thorough interview, 30, 40-minute interview. We sat there and spoke. Absolutely phenomenal. As we're then my homegirl Jody came, fellow vegan. She came, and as we're sitting there waiting, right? I'm like, okay, we waited for like an hour. Man. It was great though, like great way, like just seeing so many faces of fellow New Yorkers, reading so many of their thoughts, their quotes, their feelings, like absolutely powerful, right? Absolutely powerful. But as Sefu catches it this time, he's like, yo, there you go. And he catches it as it's coming up. When my mother saw it, it was up there for a minute, like, so it went away like a few seconds later. We didn't see it unfolded, but it unfolds. The quote comes word by word. It's fire. The quote came word by word. Y'all know what I'm trying to say, man. Word by word, the quote unfolded. Sefu caught it, and I remembered the other side. And I said, let me turn around and see the other side, and it was my eyes, close up above my eyes. I'm like, yo, this is insane. But this is the power of the mind. I saw this in my mind's eye. I thought this. I spoke this into existence. Part of the interview yesterday, she asked me, right, Elena, she said, so I read on your social media that you said that you had a vision of being on a billboard in Times Square. Talk about that. So I told her about the vision. And then she said, does this, it's not Times Square, but it's 42nd Street, Grand Central, does this scratch the surface a little bit? I said, this is like, it's different, right? Like, better, I don't know, but it's different. One, I said, because I have to pay for this. The billboard I plan to do in Times Square, I plan on paying for that myself, right? So, like, that's different when you pay for a billboard. Okay, you could afford a billboard. Anybody who could afford a billboard could get a billboard. What's so great about that? To me, what's going to be great is that the work, like, on my body, that's going to make that so significant. Not the fact that it's a billboard, but the fact that I put enough work in to where I'm confident in my body enough where I want to show it off to the world. That's the significance of that, right? Of that project. So that's going to have its own significance. But this here, these two billboards, other photo, and being in the main hall in Grand Central where there's 90 people up there, and I'm one of the 90, right? Like, and I didn't have to pay for this. And he included me because not got great talent, because of my vulnerability, transparency, openness to express myself, right? He felt something and included me. 4 pages in the book when everybody else got 1 or 2. Felt something that he couldn't just make it. It's a lot to this story. And yes, it's not all about me. That's the other thing. To be included in this project, I said yesterday in the interview, to be included in Dear New York. The billboard's going to be about me. That's going to be great. That's just me, right? That's going to be great. Bring my family, my friends. Look at what, like, the body I've created, that I've sculpted, and I'm proud enough to put it on a billboard. That's going to be different. But this is a different kind of special. Because, like, again, my motto is together we rise. As great as I am individually, as much as I love myself individually now, today, I know that I am nothing without my people. I know that I'm nothing. Like, just me by myself. Like, I know that no man is an island. I know that no man rises above the conditions of his people. No man falls below the conditions of his people. So no matter how great I am, like, I'm still connected to my people, to my black people in the hood, black fathers, right? Black parents, formerly incarcerated Black parents, Black fathers, Black men, Black fathers, Black people with mental health challenges, right? Who lost a parent or two parents, right? Who maybe had some parental alienation, right? All of the different things to be included in this project, Dear New York, with so many other people who have similar stories and very different stories. This is a different kind of special. And I'm beyond grateful, excited, and humble. But I promise you, this is the power of the mind. I willed this shit into existence. I willed this shit. I spoke this shit. I thought this shit. When nobody was there with me, when I was alone by myself in prison, I thought this shit. When me and my ex-wife first split, and I didn't want to go to my mother's crib. My mother thought I was with my ex-wife. My ex-wife thought I was with my mother. I was on the train, riding the train all night. Riding the train all night. Get to my mother's crib like 5, 6 in the morning. She thinking I'm just leaving over there. I go there, brush my teeth. Right? Then go over there, do my dad's stuff. Right? Riding the train all night. Not so much sleeping on the train, just up, writing in my books. Thinking this into existence. Thinking a future where I'm not homeless, right? A future where I have a loving relationship, where I'm not just loved, but I'm able to give love in a way that is honorable, right? I'm able to show up for a partner in a way that they value, in a way that they want and need, right? Where I'm like, I thought this shit, man, into existence. I literally like projecting myself to a certain place. And like we've been there, right? And like staying home from prison and like getting my mental health together, getting a healthy relationship with my mother, like changing my life, becoming a positive force in my neighborhood. Like we've been there. But it's still like we got a very big vision. And that vision continues to unfold. And this is a very significant space in that unfolding of this vision. I'm a world healer, right? Of Sugar Ray being the healthiest person on earth, of Sugar Ray being the wealthiest person on earth, right? Like speak the shit into existence. It's like a seed, you plant a seed. You can't just walk away and leave it and expect it to grow. You gotta water it. Make sure it got adequate sunlight. All right, you gotta pull the weeds out, make sure ain't nothing, all the stuff trying to kill it. Get rid of them. This is magic. This is how miracles are cultivated. Show up, do your best, and let nature do the rest. All right, literally show up, do your best, and let nature, God, the universe do the rest. All you gotta do is all you can do is your part. You can't do what's outside of your control. You cannot, like I was telling Donnelly, we cannot write this shit better. We can't predict this shit. We can't. You could try, right? And a lot of us like to try, and which is good. We have plans, we have objectives, but like, come on, you plan, God laughs. Man plans, but Allah is the best of planners. So trust your process. Trust your process. Trust that every thought that you have, that is every thought. This is why it's important to mind your thoughts and have positive thoughts, because every thought will come to pass in some capacity. So think positive. Think highly of yourself. See yourself as not what you are, not the circumstances that you're in, but see yourself beyond your circumstances. See yourself beyond your current conditions. See yourself beyond financial challenges, beyond health challenges, beyond being lonely, right? Beyond being hurt and broken. See yourself beyond that. See yourself as being loved, as being whole, as being able to give love and receive love. See yourself as being financially well off, where you can take care of yourself, your partner, your parents, your siblings, your children, and other community, people in your neighborhood, in the world. See yourself as that. See yourself as the best version of yourself. See yourself as being whatever you want to be. Everybody don't got the ambition to see themselves on billboards. Cool. But see yourself in the highest version of yourself and let God do the rest. I love you guys, man. Like the mind is the most powerful tool that we have. The mind is all that we need, is a change mindset. There are people who have had illnesses that they said would never be cured from. There are people who have had injuries that they said they would never heal from. In their mind, they saw different. In their mind, they saw themselves healed. They saw themselves walking again. They saw themselves living past that illness, living beyond the 6 weeks or 6 months that doctors told them they had to live. Do you know that the fear of dying kills more people than the actual thing that may cause their death, right? Or the thing that they were sick from is the fear of dying. Is the fear. So faith over fear. Have faith in yourself, have faith in the divine, and know that what's for you will be yours as long as you keep that in the front of your mind, keep it on the tip of your tongue. Listen, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. We're going to do a meditation before we get out of here, man. Thank you for tuning in. The Power of the Mind, Sunday Light, on this beautiful, rainy October 12th day. We're in the middle of October, y'all. It's crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. If you guys would join me, get comfortable at this time. If you're laying, just find a comfortable position on your back or your side, whatever is most comfortable. If you're sitting, allow your, oh snap, that's sage, like Palo Santo. If you are sitting, allow your feet to be planted firmly beneath you. Allow your back to be straightened by the chair behind you. Allow your arms to rest gently in your lap or by your side. Allow your head to lean forward so that your chin is in your chest. Allow your eyes to close ever so softly. And simply allow yourself to breathe. Becoming aware of your breath, which gives you life, which is life, which is with you all of your days, through your trials, through your tribulations, through your challenges, through every loss, through every obstacle. Your breath is there with you. As you inhale, simply say thank you. As you exhale, affirm your greatness. I am great. I am powerful. I am strong. I can overcome any challenge. I can overcome any obstacle. I can endure any hard times. Allow your breathing to settle at a steady pace. As your breathing settles, turn your attention to your mind and become aware of all of the mind stuff, all of the hopes, the dreams, the fears and anxieties of tomorrow, of the memories, the regrets, the what ifs, the has-beens of yesterday, the joys and the pains of today. Become aware of it all. And as your thoughts come, as your thoughts arise, you can observe them. You can watch them like a movie or your favorite show. You can smile with them. You can laugh with them. You can even cry with them. But do not hold them. Allow your thoughts to be free as a butterfly. Allow them to come and allow them to go. As your breathing has now settled at a steady pace and as your mind becomes still, I want you to very simply see yourself as a budding flower, unfolding, blossoming. See yourself as the flower and see yourself as the gardener. See yourself watering this flower yourself. See yourself providing light if there is no sun. See yourself moving the weeds, that which is dangerous to your growth, with your hands, getting dirty, getting muddy, on your knees, on your hands, pulling weeds, clipping and cutting. See yourself speaking life to yourself. You are so beautiful. You are so strong. You are so powerful. You withstood the rain. You withstood the cold you withstood, so many tough conditions. And then also see yourself responding, see yourself continuing to unfold, continuing to evolve, continuing to grow, continuing to move forward, continuing to open up. And remember that this vision, this image, is the truth. You are the question and the answer. You are the observer and the observed. You are the human creation of the divine, and you are the divine. So see yourself in this way. Embrace this wisdom, this truth. Know that all things are possible through the faith that you have in yourself and in all that is outside of you. The universe will bend to your will. It must. Your mind must command it. Know that you are loved. Know that you are cherished. Know that you are sacred and you are adored. You are stronger than you think. You are more powerful than you know. You are greater than you could ever imagine. I love you. I love you. I love you. Ashe. Thank you. Whew, thank you, family. I appreciate you. I love you. Go forward and be great. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your boy, your host, LaShawn Sherry Marson. It's Sunday Light. I look forward to seeing you guys next Sunday, same time, same place, 8 a.m., Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Instagram Live. And join us during the week, Monday through Friday for SR Daily, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Same channels, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Have a beautiful Sunday. Peace.